Everybody, this is Casey, and right now I'm going to attempt to show you some of the basics for Google Sheets. Google Sheets is going to be very comparable to what you're used to with Microsoft Excel. I didn't use Microsoft Excel as much, but those that have said that there aren't as many function available in Google Drive and the Google Sheets as there were with the Microsoft Excel. But I do know that this is a product that is constantly being upgraded and made into a better product. So if there is something that you're wanting it to be able to do that it can't do, I'm sure if you give it time, it will be able to do that. However, I have heard that you can highlight and copy on an Excel sheet and import it into a Google spreadsheet. And it will work the same. So anyway, so let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about our Google Sheets. As I've said in the past, I tend to use Google products now more than I use Microsoft Word. Why? Because it is attached to the cloud that is attached to my Google account. So that means I can access my information. I can access any project that I am working on, any project that I am sharing with someone or someone has shared with me. I can access that from any device that has internet access. No longer do I have to worry about emailing certain projects as an attachment to myself so I can work on it on another computer, or downloading onto a flash drive and possibly losing my flash drive. It's always there. And another reason why I like Google Drive component so much is because my students won't delete something unless they specifically try to delete it. I know that in the past, when we were working with the Microsoft Word products, if they would close out before saving, or if something would happen, then they could very possibly lose the latest work that they were working on. With Google Drive, that doesn't happen. It automatically saves what you're doing at that point in time. If you forget to name it, no problem. It's in your Google Drive. It'll probably be titled Untitled Form or Untitled Sheet or Untitled Word document, but it is there. So unless a child specifically deletes something, it's still going to be there for them. So that does save lots of headaches. And for me, sometimes we would have to search where the students saved the information to when we were working with our desktop computers or when we were working with Microsoft Word. Here, everything is saved in the drive. So you go to one place and you search for it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on our Google Drive, which I have already clicked on. You can click on it from this icon up at the top. Whenever you get into an internet browser or your email, this will be up there. So you can click on it there. Another place to click on it is when you're on your computer. You can get on Google Search and it'll pop up. You can get on your Chrome browser and it'll pop up, and it'll also be in your apps. It'll be right there. So there's lots of different places where you can access your Google Drive. But what we're going to do now is we're going to hit New. If you are working with the older version of Google Drive, you haven't upgraded yet, this red box right here will say Create, but it is the same thing. And as you can see, my Google Sheets is one of my options there. If for some reason you hit New and it's not showing up, just go to More and it'll be there. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Google Sheets, and we're going to wait for it to pull up. Once again, in the elementary classroom, I tend to use it for more record keeping, a way to keep data organized, and that's how my students use it too. And so that's what this particular tutorial is going to be about, just how to use it in the classroom for everyday purposes. I will attach through this eMaze presentation that this is located on, I will attach another tutorial that's short that gives you the basic functions and how to set that up. And then as always, you can always go on YouTube. You can always go through Google Help, and you can find more ways to be able to use Google Sheets. So as you can see here, it is a basic spreadsheet, very similar to that of Excel Word, Word Excel. And what I'm going to do here is see this little icon right there. this is the icon for your Google Drive. So what Google Drive does is all of the different components of Google Drive that you use to create products in, they have their own little icons. So this makes it real easy when you're searching. This would be a Google document. This is a Google form. This is a Google sheet. This is something that I have saved. Also, what I like about Google Drive is it allows you to download as one of the Microsoft Word components. So in my sheets, when we're finished, I can go and download as an Excel sheet. In my Google Docs, I can download as a Word document. In my slides, I can download as a PowerPoint presentation. So this is something that I have when I downloaded, I changed the formatting. This is Google Drawing. And this would be your Google Slides. This is a PDF. So you also have those icons too to help you kind of filter through and find what you're looking for. So what I'm going to do is I have my sheet already open. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name my sheet. And I'm going to say Google Sheets Demo. And there I am. And that is the name of my sheet. So when I go in and I look for my drive, it'll be there. Now, if I forget to name it and I close out, or if the power goes out or the internet goes out or something happens and you lose it for a short period of time, all you have to do is go into your Google Drive, look under Recents, and look for your Google form or look for something, and it'll say Untitled Form or Untitled Sheet, and that's probably what it is. And then you can open it up and take a look. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take a look, and as you can see, this is very similar. You've got very similar functions and accesses that you would with Microsoft Excel. Right up at the top, these tend to be your heading bars, and you do have an option to be able to change the font, to change the size, to change whether it's bold, to change the color, to fill the color of the cell, to create borders around cells, and so forth and so on. Here, you have an opportunity for vertical alignment. Here, this is where you would wrap the text. This is where you would align, whether you want it on the left side, right side, or center. I can insert links. Here is where I can insert a comment to a student. I can insert charts. Here are filters. Here are filter views. And then these tend to be my functions. Okay, my sum, my average, my max, my mini, and then I can add more functions. Now, something about Google Drive that is really cool, and you don't have this with Microsoft Word, at least not anymore. They didn't when I was still using it, is Google puts out different add-ons, which are extensions that you can use within certain Google Drive products. So in order to get those add-ons, here are a few that I use a lot. Flubaroo, which is an online grader. It'll grade it for you. My kids, in math, I have some Sudoku sheets. Here's where you can get add-ons. And if I click on the add-ons, you can see that it'll give me tons of different, let me close this little window out. It'll give you tons of different things that we can use within this Google Sheet to make our workflow easier. And some of the functions that you may be missing from Microsoft Excel may be available through some of the extensions offered here with Google Sheets. Now they are always constantly adding more. So I make it a habit of just going through every now and then and just looking to see if they've added something that maybe they didn't have before. Google is really good if you belong to any of their communities of saying, or if you follow Twitter at all, by saying, now there's some new extensions for Google Sheets, try it out. And they'll kind of give you a brief rundown on what it is. So here's just tons of stuff. Here's something for some upper math teachers. different ways that you can format and merge and create quizzes and stuff like that. So I encourage you to go in and try it out. For me, Flubaroo tends to be the one that I use quite a bit of. I used Doctopus quite a bit of, but now that Google Classroom is available, I have kind of switched over to that. And there's just tons of different opportunities. So I would highly suggest you getting in and taking a look there. One thing that I wanted to also add is down at the bottom, you can add sheets, okay? And a way that I have used this is I have a sheet for my students in my classroom, and I have the objectives that they've mastered. Like I have all of the objectives listed, and then I highlight the objectives once they've mastered it. So when I pull up the sheet with their name on it, then I can see which ones have been mastered and which ones still we need to work on. So that's kind of a neat tool. You know, you can have, I don't remember what the number is, but I know that you can have I know that I have added 45 sheets at one time, and it allowed me to. So, so all you basically have to do is just keep hitting the Add Sheet button. Now, say that it's something that you don't want anymore, like you added it and you don't want it. All you have to do is you can delete it. You can change the color of the sheets. You can make each sheet a different color to help with organization. So it's very easy to be able to use, and they tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. So, so here we go. But basically what I would do is it's exactly like my, my Excel. I can type in name. I can type in, if you're a teacher that has different periods of kids, first hour, second hour, third hour, email, phone number. Oops. Okay, now you see what just happened is I logged out, and oh my goodness, I didn't save it. If I was in Microsoft Excel, then I could have lost that. But all I have to do is I go into my recent, because I was working on it, and here's my Google Sheets demo. And there it is. So the last thing that I typed on it should be there. And I'm just waiting for it to open up. And it's taking a bit of a time. But that makes it very user-friendly with the students because things happen. Okay. So let me get this opened. And as you can see, the latest information that I actually typed in is going to pop up. Oh, it's working right there. And I'm waiting for my information to pop up. And it seems like it didn't. So let's go in and just type it again. Name, period, email. I know I have another one with this same exact one that is probably I'm probably going to have two because it should have saved. But for sake of time, we're just going to go ahead and redo it. And there you are. I can change my, I can fill the color so that it stands out. I can make my boxes. I can double it. I can triple it. I can make box sizes bigger. If this is something I did want to do, I can hit undo. I can make it bigger. There's just tons of stuff that you can do. I can wrap the text. So what that does is it allows, see how this one, it just makes it double space, and we can go on from there. So some ways that I've used this in my classroom, when the kids take notes, maybe when the kids are doing vocabulary, maybe when the kids are organizing information from their classmates where they're collecting data and they can put it in the in the spreadsheet. Now you also have the opportunities to be able to sort. You can sort alphabetically once you have more information in here. You can sort from ascending to descending. You can make tables. So there's just tons of different stuff that you can do within Google Sheets. But what I wanted to just show you was the very basics on how to get started. One thing here, you would take your information. I know that if I have my students and they record information, we can record it. We can present it within a graph, just like you can with Excel. And another thing that I wanted to show you is that if you hit share, you can share this with other people. So you can have other people have access to this particular document. Once again, I can give them the opportunity to be able to edit it. I can give them the opportunity to be able to comment on it, and I can give them the opportunity to just be able to view it. And I can get, a shareable link. So right here, if I click on the shareable link, it'll give me a link if I wanted to add the link or link this particular spreadsheet to something else, or it'll give me my embedding code to where I can put it right within a specific blog or document. So this is just the basics of Google Sheets. I just wanted to show you how to get started with it. And on the actual eMaze presentation, you will have another tutorial that'll get a little bit more involved as far as simple functions and how to use the average function and how to do more formatting within your tables and within your cells and how to add a table and stuff like that. So go ahead and watch both of them. You're going to learn a lot, and I hope that this was valuable.